much, and it's 7:30, so we are at the end of our panel discussion, but if anyone has one last question, I think we can do one more.
Well, it's not really a question, it's mostly a comment, my testimony. I was gonna speak to whoever, he said, no, don't speak to me, you gotta speak to everybody. I mean, can I stand up there, so I wanna.
Yeah, in fact, we've heard a lot from the panelists. I know you all were having closing remarks, but I would like to hear from other people in the audience if that's okay. So I think that that's a wonderful thing, please.
Can I go in front?
Yes, please.
And I will stay and talk with anybody that would like to.
First of all, God bless you guys. My name is Richard Vargas. I'm been a cannabis patient since my grandmother saved my life with it. I got medical proof, there's biblical proof about it. You know, there's not enough time. But I wanted to show ma'am over there. I had to go to the state of California Health and Human Services to get my medical marijuana card. They had to put, I backed it up more than the other way other people get the cards, because when I went there, it took me about 2 weeks for them to find sufficient medical evidence that says that I could have it. And it's expired since 2010. Because really I don't need it. When I found out that I qualified for it, I just need a piece of paper because it's cheaper for me because I'm on SSI. That's my wife, my 3 little baby girls. My eldest son couldn't come because we've been in the hospital for the past 2 days because another one of our family members has succumbed to cancer. My mother grandma had leukemia cancer. I grew cannabis for her. I anointed her with cannabis oil. I cannot say it saved her life. It helped her ease her pain. She would tell me, oh, I feel so better. She was just trying to make me feel better, you know. Not too long ago, a day after the place got raided, right there in San Isidro, I got MRI for my brain. There's something in my brain that doesn't supposed to be there. Okay, not only that, I suffer from epilepsy. I've had it all my life since the day I was born. By the age of 16, 17, I was lucky enough to meet my beautiful wife. You know what I mean? Don't cry. You know, so ever since then, I've been a medical patient. It has not affected me in any way. I'm an active member of my church. Not only that, when I was taken off of my cannabis, put away in a mental hospital, given all kinds of things, I was going to do electroconvulsive therapy, you know me. They kicked me out of a mental hospital for speaking about the word of God and my God-given right to cannabis. They kicked me out. So what do I do now? You know what I mean? When I went through that, I was off of my cannabis. I was on their medication for whatever reason. I couldn't get my pills for the 2 days. So not only am I a cannabis patient, I'm also a suicide survivor because I did not have any way to get my medical cannabis. I tried the whole medicinal pills, Wellbutrin. I mean, I could roll call them all. It nearly took my life. I tried to kill myself in front of my wife because I said, you know what, okay, this is wrong. People telling me this is wrong. So I went there. And I got proof here. The day of,
Oh, sorry, we have to wrap it up.
Can my baby have a minute too?
Yes, 1 minute.
Come here, baby. And I wasn't gonna come today because I got a really bad headache because of this.
I'm so glad you did. And what's your name again, sir?
Richard Vargas. And I wasn't gonna come because the only thing she wanted to do is sing the national anthem. You ready, baby?
We can definitely do that.
Yay!
I mean, not the national anthem, she just wanted to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay,
We
please.
should have done that when we started. 'Cause it was-
Ready? Ready for that? Don't you tell them the Pledge of Allegiance? Okay.
She would like us to stand, if you would, and put your hand over your heart.
Then say it, baby.
The flag is in her head right
It's in
now.
my car here.
You can pretend this balloon's our flag.
Okay, put your hands over your
That's
heart.
not us, it's
You
our
ready?
flag.
Yeah, Pledge allegiance.
Uh,
Of the
United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for doing that.
And I do live in a country for liberty and justice for all. And what happened the day in San Ysidro, it was injustice. Not only is his life in danger, my life is in danger. Because the day after I went there, I did not have safe access. I got proof that I was in Sharp Hospital because whatever tumors in my head, cannabis has deflamed it. I've had 5 days without my cannabis. I do not smoke. I do the same medicinal way he does it. And I got proof. I mean, I got prescription for Valium and all this other stuff that I don't even want to go get to the pharmacy. Why? Because of the withdrawal symptoms that I go through, and I do have a family that we can take care of.
Well, thank you so much once again for sharing your testimony with us here today. And I want to say yes, thank you.
That's all you wanted to do.
Great. So I want to say that I think that this was a great way to end it, because at the end of the day, the reason why we're all here is to help patients. And I think that whether you're no on S or yes on S, what we found with Imperial Beach residents is that everyone supports medical cannabis patients. They want them to have their medicine. Nobody wants someone who is sick and dying to not have access. But the only way we have access is if we have reasonable regulations at a local level that allow for them to exist. And that is what, in a nutshell, Yes on S is about. And we'll be here to answer any questions that you have. And also, there are so many people throughout the room who are so intelligent on this issue. So please talk to one another. Also, Jersey in the back has sign-in sheets for anyone who would like to sign up to volunteer for the campaign.
There's actually a couple of us, me, Gabe, and Sam over here, and we have Yes on S. You can do a couple things. You can put your name, your contact information, you can sign up to volunteer, you can pledge to vote Yes on S, you can just put your information and not volunteer, so there's a few different options. It doesn't mean anything, it doesn't mean this is like your official vote, or we're gonna come like make sure we like put you in a car and get you to the voting poll and watch you do that. That's really illegal, and we would never do that. It's really, if you want more information and maybe you left this panel being like, I don't know where I stand, or you definitely do know where you stand, like his family, we can definitely help from there on out. Even if you think you're leaving like as a non-supporter of Proposition S, I would still urge you to sign up, because we can definitely continue communicating, and we respect everyone's decision and right and choice to vote, but we would love to continue the conversations with you.
If any of you are willing to host a yard sign, please let us know. We'll be happy to come by and put one in your yard.
And thank you so much to the panelists who stood up here and grilled with questions.
I gotta say one last thing. If you have decided to vote yes on S, please cast a vote for Erica Lowry. She is the only council candidate that supports yes on S, and she is the only candidate that, when it passes, she will support the people. And anybody that can stand up at this point and support patients in light of the very virile dialogue that the politicians have fed the community with in order to degrade their neighbors or arm their neighbors with degrading speech is it's a shame. And it would be nice to see a council person in there that at least has a civil-minded thought about this subject. Thank you.
I have one more thing to say as well, if that's okay. There's a restroom here if anybody needs a restroom. And thank you for taking a yard sign and doing that. It's hard to stand up as a business owner in the community. As somebody here, they've come at me and tried to scare away and contact the company, the parent company, to try to get us to take things down and not be in support. And I thank you for coming, and I thank you for your questions. It takes a lot of courage to stand up and say you support something like this, which is socially sometimes not very accepted.
Thank you, and thank you everyone to Tracy for hosting us tonight.
I wanted to give my card.